Oak Island, latest episode 2025, episode 13, That Changed Everything. On this small island, a story of obsession has always been defined by a single, relentless objective, the money pit. But now, the narrative is fracturing. 2 digs, 2 brothers, 1 island under immense strain. Here at the money pit, the deep engineering of the Chapel Vault continues its brute force assault on the island's secrets. This is Marty Legina's domain, a world governed by physics and tonnage. Marty's creed is etched in every steel beam. Go deeper, build bigger, win with overwhelming force. It's a philosophy of conquest, born from years of frustration and the belief that the answer lies just beyond the reach of the last drill. Precision, pressure, the promise of a vault below, a tangible structure that can be mapped, penetrated, and ultimately defeated. The money pit has been transformed into a machine, hungry and relentless, consuming resources, time, and the very ground it stands on. Every core sample is a bet placed against time, a multi-million-dollar question posed to the depths. This is the engineer's battlefield, a war of attrition against geology and water. But while this war rages, another front has quietly opened. Across the island on Lot 5, a quieter, more meticulous campaign emerges. It began not with a tremor, but with a glint in the soil. An artifact rises, delicate yet profoundly disruptive. This is the find from episode 13, the discovery that would change everything. A single gemstone that whispers of specific provenance, of a timeline that challenges the very foundations of the money pit theory. This is Rick Legina's front. His creed: let history lead, follow the clues, listen to the whispers of the past. Here the methodology is care over force, context over conquest. The belief that the treasure is not a prize to be won, but a story to be understood. 2 visions for 1 island, both righteous in their own way, but fundamentally incompatible. 2 ground zeros have been established on 1 fragile stage, each demanding priority, each pulling the fellowship in a different direction. On the surface, in the war room, unity persists. The mission remains the same. But behind closed doors, the fault lines are growing. The single-minded focus that has fueled the search for a decade is beginning to splinter. A single artifact, no bigger than a thumbnail, has formalized the divide. It has given the historical approach a powerful, tangible claim on the island's future. It is now the money pit against Lot 5, the engineer against the historian, brother against brother. A cold war inside a treasure hunt has begun, and the island itself may be the first casualty. Tonight, we expose a hidden chapter in the Oak Island saga, a story that unfolds not in the mud and water of the money pit, but in the quiet, sterile rooms where strategy is forged and alliances are tested. This is the story of a document, a single piece of paper that carried the weight of the entire search. It's known internally as the Lot 5 Dossier, a comprehensive analysis compiled in the immediate aftermath of the game-changing discovery in episode 13. Its purpose was to formally integrate the new find into the search to create a unified operational plan.
They tried to put the genie back in the bottle, to control the narrative. It never works.
The dossier contained a single explosive lab report. While the body of the text was a dense scientific analysis, the title was stark, simple, and world-altering. It read, Lot 5 Analysis, the Danville Jewel, French origin circa 1734. The implications were unmistakable. This document was meant to calm, not inflame. It was designed to be presented in a controlled briefing, a way for the brokers of the project to manage the fallout from episode 13 and write a new cohesive script for the search. With those few words, the Danville connection moved from compelling theory to documented fact. The island's timeline was officially reframed. The 18th century French expedition, once a plausible path, was now a confirmed presence on Lot 5. But such powerful secrets rarely stay contained. The dossier wasn't stolen, its contents simply leaked, not to the press but internally. From the lab bench to whispers in corridors, the title alone was enough.
A leak like that. It's not about paper, it's about leverage. Suddenly, everyone has a new angle.
The title alone redrew priorities overnight. The jewel, a small stone carrying the heavy crown of meaning, threaded the entire history of 18th century France directly through the soil of Lot 5. It was no longer just a competing theory. It was a rival claim to the island's ultimate truth. The dossier was designed to unite the two fronts, the industrial might of the money pit and the academic precision of Lot 5. On paper, it was a masterstroke of strategic consolidation. But in practice, it did the opposite. It armed both sides, it sparked rivalry and hardened resolve. Because in a search like this, evidence is power, and absolute evidence divides absolutely. The Lot 5 dossier didn't create one clear path forward, it created two ground zeros. On Oak Island, a fundamental schism emerges, cleaving the very ground on which the Fellowship stands. It is a battle of philosophies, a war fought on two fronts, engineering versus archaeology. This is the operational fallout from the discovery that changed everything. On one side, Marty Lagina, the pragmatist. As head of operations, he commands depth, steel, and schedule. His world is one of tangible metrics and brute force physics, a relentless drive downwards into the money pit. For Marty, the treasure is a physical object waiting at a specific coordinate, and the only path to it is through rock, water, and mud. On the other, his brother Rick, the historian. He steers context, surface finds, and theory. His domain is the narrative, the web of connections that spans centuries. Rick believes the island's secrets are not just buried, but encoded in the landscape, in the subtle clues left by those who came before. The pragmatist invests in certainties, the known geology, the established target of the Chapelle Vault, the unwavering belief that enough force applied in the right place will yield a result. His strategy is one of overwhelming power. The historian, however, invests in meanings. The gemstone found on Lot 5, the artifact from episode 13, is not just a piece of evidence, it is a key. It unlocks a new hypothesis, a French connection that rewrites the island's accepted timeline and purpose. To manage this divergence, the Lot 5 dossier is created. It formalizes a delicate truce, an official recognition of two parallel investigations. Marty remains head of operations. The money pit, the deep dig, the caissons. This remains the emblem of the entire quest, the default priority. But Rick is granted unprecedented latitude. He is now the official lead for all work on Lot 5, a territory defined not by depth, but by its historical potential. By default, resources, manpower, machinery, and money flow to the deep dig. It is the established primary objective. But the dossier opens a second tap, creating a sanctioned alternate channel for those same resources. After the jewel, priorities fracture. The single-minded focus that defined the search for years is now broken. Authority is no longer abstract. It schedules people, it books labs, it allocates time. Now, two different authorities are competing for the same finite assets. A request for a geological survey in the money pit area might conflict directly with a request for ground-penetrating radar on Lot 5.
You can't serve two masters. A divided command structure on an operation this complex. It's a recipe for failure. You risk everything grinding to a halt.
The central question becomes one of weight. Heavy steel representing the certainty of the Chapelle Vault theory, or light proof, a single gemstone representing the intent of a newly discovered French presence. What weighs more in the final calculation? This is the pivot risk, the dangerous moment where a compelling new theory becomes official policy, redirecting a multi-million-dollar operation based on a single tantalizing artifact. Meanwhile, the vault window narrows. Time, weather, and finances are unforgiving. Every day spent debating is a day not spent digging. History warns that on Oak Island, divided efforts fail fast. The search is littered with the ghosts of expeditions that lost focus and ran out of time. Rick champions the island's narrative truth, arguing that without understanding the why, the where is meaningless. Marty champions measurable progress, countering that without a physical recovery, all theories are just stories. The duel legitimizes a French corridor, demanding careful, methodical surface work. The shaft data compels a deeper push, demanding more power, more steel, more risk. The surface anomalies on Lot 5 demand calm, patient excavation. But the operational deadlines demand decisive, aggressive drilling. It is the ultimate paradox. Access without evidence is blind, but evidence without access is trapped. The dossier, designed as a bridge between two worlds, now solidifies the divide. The compromise becomes a border, and the island itself is the contested territory. First, the leaks, weaponized information. Marty's camp showcases a deep iron artifact. Depth implies proximity to the prize. Next day, Rick's camp counters. Refinement implies provenance and intent. Metal versus meaning, dueling narratives. Each reveal erodes trust a fraction more. Unity replaced by careful silence. Devices off, suspicions on. The room breathes like a bunker.
This is an operational nightmare. The dossier formalized the factions. Marty's camp wants depth. Follow the engineering. Find the Chappelle vault. Prove it in steel. Rick's camp believes the story is surface first. The gemstone is their compass. Now those philosophies collide daily. No one agrees where the next hour goes. It isn't sabotage. It's gravity.
At its heart, it's a war of ideas. The engineer trusts present evidence and access. The historian trusts past intent and context. The dossier grants both a mandate to push. Metrics versus meaning. Each claims the crown. Truces survive until the next find drops. The island reflects the argument above it. Proof is plural, unity not guaranteed, and the clock keeps ticking. On the left, the pragmatist, calm, alone. On the right, the historian, driven, certain. Between them, a line no one admits exists. Two ground zeros, one outcome at stake. The dossier was meant to save the search. Instead, it may sink it. A quiet war for control has begun. Where do you dig when trust is divided? The island has never felt more unstable. A fellowship at risk of breaking. Two brothers, two fronts, one reckoning. And the island waits for a choice. Please subscribe to our channel, History Documentary Hub, for more insightful videos and intriguing content.